Alright, so we're back with more Wiki action. Yay! This time we're going to be going over Outpost and Landmark Outposts. I'm going to go over the Landmark Outpost first because it's a shorter thing. Then we'll go over the Outpost in depth. So the Landmark Outposts are special outposts, of course, and they are different for each map. So every landmark outpost costs 1,000 influence, 500 in green zone, and an outpost slot. They can also be abandoned just like other outposts. They can't be upgraded. So in Trumbull Valley, we have the Echolab research station, which allows you to transform plague samples into advanced biochemical consumables and thrown weapons. So you can make scent block, Zedi, Zedrenalin, Zombait, bloater cloud grenades, and gas launcher ammo. There is a thing called the Biochem Advanced Station, I think it's called, that allows you to do the exact same thing as this. The only thing is you just don't need the biochem crafting. You just don't need to have that to be able to make this. And the bloater cloud grenades are the best weapon, you could say. As I explained during my gameplay video when we saw a bloater, if you explode a bloater and then throw something flammable in there, firecrackers that are exploding, a road flare, a Molotov, anything that does fire damage, or like that, into a bloater cloud, it makes a great big explosion. It is one of the best ways to kill what is a plague heart in the game. It's more efficient, really, to use this, but it does, and also using bloater cloud grenades without igniting them kills people really quickly. So they will turn into zombies because you're basically giving them the plague when you do this, because that's what you're doing. When you throw one of these bloater cloud grenades, you're making an area of the blood plague. You throw them on a human, they're going to become a zombie really quickly. So you don't ignite it at that point. You just throw it to kill hostile enclaves. And then the next strategy is serum production. You can get temporary boost health or stamina with serums. And then you get the specimen incubation to multiply plague samples and recycle bio waste amount of so that just makes small amounts of it. So up to you which you want to do. I personally, and if I just cannot find this for whatever reason, or I never found one in my legacy deal, I would actually use this. But also this is on Trumbull Valley. Not my favorite map at all. So it's up to you which you wish here. Then we have the Leeds concrete silos, which is often cascade heals that speeds up build times and materials upkeep facilities at our base if we put the work to maintain it. So basically we got building prep, which professional construction requires knowledge of construction, which gives us free materials upkeeps in the thing. So, and then strategy 2 is spend labor, reduce our available labor by assigning our own community members to maintain this outpost. So instead of costing 100 influence per day, it's going to cost you 2 labor. And then we spend the parts. Instead of costing those things, it'll cost 50 parts per day instead. That's the big thing. You're going to be spending either parts, labor, or influence to do these things on these maps. Except for, of course, Trumbull Valley, which cost other things, or if they have any cost at all, which it doesn't look like they do. New Hope Church is in Providence Ridge. This gives you a barracks, so a beds, a lounge, or watchtower would provide. So shelter. The new provides 4 extra indoor beds. Morale boost when threat is low. When threat is high, we instead gain a morale penalty due to leaving our base less protected. It's a New Hope Church bonus morale. We get plus 10 morale, plus 4 beds. Taking shelter, plus minus morale with low high threat, plus 10 if zombie threat is at 10 or below, minus 10 if morale is if it's above 10. Sanctuary, safe, quiet hangout spot where survivors can enjoy morale boosting leisure activities. So we can schedule off-site breaks for plus 5 morale for 15 minutes. We lose 1 labor for 7 minutes. We can deliver snacks, boost more community morale and stamina by plus 10 and stamina for 15 minutes. Schedule nap times, which is plus 15 morale for 45, minus 1 labor for 15 minutes, plus 1 bed for 15 minutes. And then our active effects is a small morale, plus 10 morale boost, plus 3 morale for place to relax, space for creativity, plus 5 morale. Need knowledge of the arts, though, which is something like art, a quirk skill like art or something. Knowledge of the arts, like design here. Yeah, there's a couple others, but like design. You have to have a person with design to be able. Go back to landmarks here. And then the strategy 3 would be a stronghold, which can do sniper and recon support over radio. Basically, minus post guards, minus 2 labor for 16 minutes, but minus 16 zombie threat for 16 minutes also. So, and then sniper cover, rooftop sniper, radio deal, and reconnaissance, rooftop recon. Sniper is just something you can use to help you kill like a juggernaut or something if it's going after you, and just call it in and they'll help you out there. Not the greatest thing, but it does help. And then rooftop recon just recons an area around you. And then in Drucker County is the Sasser Regional Hospital. Urgent care reduces the severity of injuries suffered by their community members, so plus 2 meds per day. And then minus 10 injury severity, minus 20% if we have knowledge of medicine, and minus 30% if we have knowledge of surgery. Strategy 2 is preventive care. Gives us plus 2 meds per day, plus 10 max health, 15 with knowledge of medicine, 20 with knowledge of surgery or knowledge of pathology, 25 with knowledge of surgery and pathology. Then we have hygienic care, which gives us plus 2 meds per day, and then plus 20 infection resistance, 30 with medicine, 50 with pathology. Windmills, that is where we are in Mager Valley. The windmill provides the same benefit as a regular power outpost, however it costs 50% less influence to claim. You also have 3 different strategies to choose from to keep providing base-wide power instead of expending 2 fuel per day. So if you go and grab a regular power outpost like over here somewhere, it costs 2 fuel per day to keep it going, and it requires base-wide power. Or you could grab the windmills here, and you provide power, requires influence and storage, electric light plus 5 morale, and then daily influence is either 100 or 2 labor or 50 parts. So you choose which one you want to go with. I would personally use the 2 labor, unless we're in the part where we can make influence like crazy, then the influence is where you would want to spend your influence. And that's the landmark outpost for all of the maps. So that's it there. Let's go on back and go to regular outpost. So outposts are safe havens away from your base, allowing to switch characters out in the field and to resupply, so it gives you access to your stash. They can also provide daily resources or other benefits. So essential for your community. Every outpost has the following in common: a safe zone within 65 meters around the outpost, not allowing zombies to spawn in the vicinity, just like your base. A locker to deposit and withdraw items, and the ability to switch characters while you're there. Now, there are other things that can happen. So we have simple outpost. Things mentioned in the previous section, they only useful if you really need it out quickly and probably abandon it after. We can swap active characters and access our supply in relative safety. That's pretty much all it does. Then we have Espresso Stand Outpost, provides your community with a morale bonus, allowing you to learn or improve your survivors' cooking skills and let you craft shots of espresso using food. The Learn Cooking action Outpost action is not available in the Heartland. Boost morale, craft fatigue postponing consumables, also allows us to learn or improve cooking skills by expending influence. Costs 275 influence, 1 outpost slot, and you can learn cooking, or you can make espresso, and you get +3 morale. A food outpost, as you would think, it provides you food. It can give you food, upgrade to food outpost 2, gives you plus food income, learning, gardening. Passive effects, food collection, +1 per day, 1.5 in green and nightmare, +2 in lethal zone. This, and you can upgrade these, and they just give you more food as you upgrade them. And then also you can gardening. If you have food outpost 2, get learning gardening. Food outpost 2, as you can see right here, gives you can be upgraded to food outpost 3, which gives you plus food income. This gives you 2 per food per day, and then the food outpost 3 gives you 3 per day, and you can learn gardening. And upgrade. Basically, you have to get to outpost 2 to learn gardening. But then you get 3 food per day for a fully upgraded outpost. And that's pretty much the same with all of them. Not all of them upgrade to 3 though. So a med outpost would give you 1 med per day. And then a outpost 2 would give you +2 meds per day, and you can learn medicine. And then meds outpost 3, learn medicine, 3 meds per day. And it costs various influence. It costs 2,000 influence, 4 materials, 2 labor to upgrade it to level 3. Ammo outpost, same thing. Ammo income, +1 ammo per day. Plus the outpost 2 gives you +2 ammo per day, and you can learn chemistry there. Ammo outpost 3 can give you 3 ammo per day and learn chemistry there. Material outpost give you 1 blend material per day. Outpost 2 lets you learn craftsmanship and give you +2 materials per day. And of course, outpost 3, you have to have a craftsmanship, and you can learn craftsmanship and you can get 3 materials per day. And just be aware of those requirements too. You may need, like, ammo outposts, you have to know chemistry. Knowledge of medicine, you have to know medicine to get up to 3, and you have to have knowledge of gardening to do food outpost 3. And that's pretty much it there. And then you have the material outpost, which we're talking about, which we just did. And then we have fuel outpost, which gives you 1 fuel per day. Outpost 2 lets you learn mechanics and gives you 2 fuel per day. And outpost 3, you need knowledge of mechanics, and you can learn mechanics, and you get 3 fuel per day. And then here are the safe beds. Now these are not upgradable. They just give you 2 beds. It's basically a house. Any house you see on the map, 400 influence, 1 outpost slot, you get 2 beds. This is your late game thing. Once you have things set up where either you need minimal of other things, here you go, 2 beds. This is what you do. You make 2 beds so you can have more people in your community. Then we have the radio outpost, which reduce the cooldown of your radio commands by 20%. They allow you to learn and improve your survivors' computer skills. So you can learn computers, and you get a signal booster, which is minus 20% to most radio cooldowns, which does include the traders deals from the trader outpost, trader building from a leader, trader leader. But you can stack this up to 100% to get it back down to 30-minute cooldowns. But it's such a you need 20. 20 per, so you need 4 of these things, and there's so many other things you would rather use. Then we have artillery outpost. Allow you to provide artillery strike over the radio. These are in various locations, as you can see. I've never actually messed with this. Mark an area where you want to press a barge to wipe out any threat. Kind of cool if you're like facing out a big what do you call it? Juggernaut or something coming, a couple of juggernauts, a big deal coming after you. Don't really use this on an inside thing like a plague heart. It can work, but it also cannot work at the same time. So that is up to you of where you would want to put it. Water outpost. This is where you get water for your base. Gives you base-wide water. Requires you have fuel and storage because it costs fuel. Plus 1 morale. Costs 1 fuel per day. And then we have power outpost. And then you can learn utilities. Base-wide power supply requires fuel. Costs 2 fuel per day. Costs 5. Gives you plus 5 morale. And the water deal does plus 1 morale, and you can learn utilities at it also. And that is your outpost. Basically, outposts are just to get extra items. Power, water, beds, foods, materials, meds, you name it, it's pretty much there. Ammo, fuel. So, and then there's also, of course, like the artillery outpost, the espresso outpost, the radio command towers, if you wish, for stuff like that. That's pretty much it for outposts. I know this was a short video, but I kind of wanted to do a short video after having all these long videos. So we'll come back next time with probably a long video. We're going to go over the facilities and things so we can get a kind of idea of what to look at here and what we can make when we have the places to make them. I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll come back next time with more State of Decay 2. Leave a comment if you want more in-depth explanation of things. Tell me I'm good, tell me I'm bad, don't really matter. Leave me a comment saying if you enjoyed it or not. I thank you. I'll see you later.